When flying an airplane, you become a part of the air around you. So, you will want to know what the air and prevailing weather conditions are doing. Forget checking your phone apps or the TV. You will want detailed and accurate weather information. The best way to do that is to read a meter. Learning how to read a meter can be tricky. Today we will offer you some easy-to-follow guidance and some practical examples. Let's jump right in. What is the METAR? METAR is an abbreviation for Meteorological Aerodrome Report. It is a weather report written specifically for aviators and follows a standard format. It includes key information specific to each aerodrome and data such as wind speed and direction, visibility, cloud cover, and precipitation. A METAR usually looks something like this. For example, if we were to write this METAR in plain English, it would sound something like this. The weather is taken from rise at 0650 Zulu time on the 1st of the month. The wind is from the 220 at 8 knots. The visibility is 10 kilometers or more. Recently, shower rain has been observed with broken clouds 1,600 feet and overcast clouds 2,800 feet above the airport. The temperature is 26 degrees Celsius and the dew point is 24 degrees. The altimeter setting for the aerodrome is 1006 hectopascals. Which version do you think is easier to read and more concise? If you said the meter in plain English, you'd be right, but only to a point. Once you learn how to read a meter, reading it in its true form, like our first example above, becomes just as easy. You will be able to gain a really great overview simply by glancing at it. Next, we'll explore how to decode a METAR. Instead of looking at a meter as a whole, it is better to learn how to read a METAR by breaking it into little chunks. After all, this is precisely what a meter is. A detailed report containing several really valuable snippets of weather information. Here's another for you to look at as an example. Once you've had a quick glance, let's check out our detailed new METAR step by step. If you are ready, let's chop the METAR into its component parts and then take a look at each piece in turn. The ICAO Designator. METAR reports will always start with a 4-letter designator. This will match the 4-letter ICAO designator of the airport in question. The above METAR corresponds to Istanbul Airport. There are actually hundreds of these ICAO codes used all around the world. It is important in the METAR. It should be obvious. You will want to know the actual weather for the airport you are flying to. Often, large cities have many airports spread far apart, so the weather might differ even though they serve the same city. Date and time. How recent is the reported weather? Well, this section of the METAR will tell you. It is actually 2 pieces of information. The first 2 numbers are the day of the month. The 4 following numbers are the time at which the observation was taken, and it is important to note that the observation times are not given in local time. Instead, they are given in Zulu time. Zulu time is the same the world over. If a METAR is long out of date, then the information contained within won't be valid and may have changed completely in some circumstances. Generally, METARs are issued at least once per hour or more regularly if significant changes occur. Automated observation. In today's age of technology, computers can even be weathermen. Many airfields are festooned with various sensors and gauges, which feed into a meteorological computer. This computer will automatically issue reports at a predetermined time. Neat, right? If you ever see a METAR without auto, a real-life human being has made the observation and issued the METAR, so it will be omitted. Automated observations are useful during quiet times on aerodromes. However, they do have limits. Human observation allows for more nuanced and accurate measurements, especially if the weather changes rapidly or has a directional element, such as moving fog patches or thunderstorms in a given direction. Wind information. The first 3 digits are directional bearing. They indicate which direction the wind is coming from. It is vital to remember that this bearing will be given in degrees true, not magnetic, so there may be a difference based on the local variation. The second 2 digits are the wind speed that the scale used is knots, an abbreviated term for nautical miles per hour. The higher this number, the stronger the wind. Pilots love knowing about the wind. Ideally, they try to land into a headwind, may tolerate crosswinds, and try to avoid significant tailwinds. To accommodate this, airports will normally choose a runway number corresponding to the general wind direction. And here's the thing. By knowing the wind speed and direction, you can make a really good guess at which runway will be in use based on all of the above. Keep a good lookout for the letter G appearing in the wind report. This means gusting and indicates a wild variation in wind speeds. Landing in a strong crosswind is a tricky business. Landing in a tailwind vastly increases the runway required to slow to a safe speed. Suppose either of these factors exceeds your ability as a pilot or the airframe limits. In that case, you'll be able to plan to go somewhere else in good time. Visibility. This section describes the horizontal visibility at the airport. Visibility expressed as statute miles in United States. Some countries are using meters in the METAR. Why it is important in a METAR? Generally speaking, to align your aircraft and land on the runway, you'll need to be able to see it. Most pilots of light aircraft fly VFR, requiring good visibility to navigate. Bad visibility obscures in-flight obstacles and makes navigation much more challenging. If visibility is poor according to the METAR, then you may want to avoid flying altogether until the weather clears. Cloud cover. The section detailing cloud cover can sometimes be extensive and sometimes non-existent. Each layer of cloud is given its own little section in the METAR. It has two parts in one block. The three letters are called a contraction, a fancy word for description used to portray how much of the sky is covered. The numbers indicate the altitude of the cloud base in thousands of feet. In the above METAR, the report states that the sky is broken at 3,200 feet, but it's a big sky. How do they work out how much is covered and where? Easy. The cloud cover gives reference to the area directly above the aerodrome. The sky will be divided into 8 equal sections, called octas. Think of it a little like the pattern you'd find on a basketball. These are used to grade how much of the sky is clear or covered. Check the table below for a detailed look at octas and how they are reported in a meter. Temperature and dew point. This section of the METAR gives two vital pieces of information. The first number, before the slash, will be the outside air temperature on the aerodrome in degrees Celsius. If it is below freezing, the temperature will be preceded by an M for minus. The second number will be the dew point, also given in degrees Celsius. Wait, the dew point? Yes, this is a measure of the temperature at which the water vapor held within the air will condense and form a cloud. As a good general rule, the smaller the difference between the outside air temperature and the dew point, the more likely it is that a cloud will form and the lower its base will be. The closer the dew point and temperature, the higher the relative humidity. Temperature can have significant effects on aviation. Warm temperatures decrease aircraft performance. Also, with a small temperature and dew point split, you run the risk of encountering carburetor icing. Altimeter setting. You will find the aerodrome pressure. The Q is the giveaway, as you'll use it to set your altimeter. The Q will be followed by a 4-digit number. This is a measure of hectopascals. 1011 means 1011 hectopascals. If you set this on the ground on your altimeter at the airport, the resulting reading on the altimeter should give you the height of the airport above sea level. Why it is important in a METAR. Setting your altimeter correctly is vital for safe flying. No other instrument will tell you how far away you are from the ground. Most ATC units will state the altimeter pressure setting repeatedly during their transmissions to make sure you get it right. However, it is always good airmanship to regularly check the pressure setting at nearby airfields. Often this can be achieved with a METAR. Precipitation. A few two-letter codes are used to describe the various forms of precipitation. In this case, RESHA means recently shower rain. This section can be more complex. Aside from knowing the types of precipitation, you'll often find they are preceded by a descriptor. These descriptors add further detailed information designed to present a fuller picture. You can find the descriptors and the meanings of NOTAM precipitation and weather codes in alphabetical order in the video description. Now that you've seen each individual part of the METAR, it is time to get good at reading them. How might you do this? It's simple, just practice. Right now, there are literally hundreds of meters for you to read. They are reported 24 hours a day, 7 days per week. The Aviation Weather Center will allow you to quickly and easily access METARs from all over the globe. Simply insert the ICAO identifier and you'll be presented with the most up-to-date METAR. Why not have a try at doing one per day? If you spot any terms you are not familiar with, the FAA has an excellent key to decoding METARs. You can find it in the video description. The key to knowing how to read a meteorological aerodrome report is simply by practicing. It will become second nature with time. And even us pilots occasionally need to check a decoder guide to decipher obscure and rare weather phenomena. Like decoding a meter, learning to fly involves breaking things down into manageable and easy-to-understand chunks. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. See you in the other video.